I look at people, I always ask the question, I say, man, tell me what Nike stands for. They said, oh, Inc., that's easy, just do it. I said, tell me what Adidas stands for. Oh, Inc., that's easy, man, impossible is nothing. I said, now tell me what you stand for. When people look at you, do they think excuses? When people look at you, do they think victory? When people look at you, do they think that's a person that's gonna give me everything they got, not on some days, but on every day, and it's not gonna be predicated upon if I feel like it, because I think we all know if we only worked on the days when we felt like it, none of us would get much accomplished. I'm talking about the real level of commitment, not the commitment that falls in line if everything goes right. I'm speaking of the commitment that says, I am going to stay true to what I said I would do long after the mood that I've set it in his life.
See, most people, ladies and gentlemen, are stoppable. Most people, all you have to do is tell them no. All you have to do is make it inconvenient for them. All you have to do is make it difficult for them, and they'll stop. See, when you go to get your goal, don't think that all you have to do is think positive and everything's going to work out okie dokie for you. When you go to get your goal, you are sending a telegram to Murphy's Law to visit you personally.
You thought you was just gonna have a dream and a goal, and you were just gonna wake up and just walk into the sunset. You're like, dream, boom. It don't work like that. You have a dream, and then life punks you. Life punks you and say, do you really want this? You're gonna lose friends. Do you really want this? Do you really want this? Cousins gonna abandon you. People that you used to be like this with gonna think you bougie and don't wanna deal with you. It's a part of it, but I paid too much. If I was gonna quit, I would've quit in the abandoned building when I wanted to commit suicide and take my life. I should've quit when I heard my voice say, your mama don't want you, your daddy don't want you, take your life. I got through that, so why I'm gonna quit over an F on a grade? Come on. And so I'm telling y'all, you have come too far to quit now. You have invested too much to quit now. You have lost too much to quit now. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. Get a reward for your pain.
And so by being committed to everything that I started, I finished it. It built a certain type of spirit. It built a certain type of mentality. It built a certain type of individual. And so now I couldn't quit even if I wanted to. I couldn't stop even if I wanted to. I had too much sweat equity in my life and everything that I was doing.
You're too close to quit now. You gotta take another lap. You gotta take another lap, because you never know. This might be the one. You can't stop because you're tired. You can't stop because you got your feelings hurt. You gotta take another lap. Keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. You're gonna make it. You're gonna do it. You got an unstoppable fire. Come on, take another lap. Don't you stop. Don't stop walking.
Man, oh man, what about that? What a way to start week 11. Welcome, guys, 800% to week 11. Things are getting real. You're starting to become elite. You're working on things. You're improving things. People are noticing you. You're walking a certain way. You're talking a certain way. You're getting out of bed a certain way. Your family's noticing. You're succeeding. Let's go. Let's continue to push. We've got this week and the next. And then you're elite. You're considered elite of elite. You're the best of the best in the F&I world. You put more work into your training than most finance managers ever will in their 5-year, 10-year, 20-year career. You're learning things that people would have thought of. Or maybe you thought of it, but you just didn't implement it. So thank you for showing up, for putting in the work. I know you're improving. I know we're doing better, and we're going to continue to grow. Our mind's going to evolve. It's changing. Things are sparking. You're looking at things a different way. One thing that we're going to start to look at a little bit different of a way is our schedule. How we time block our day. That's what we're talking about today, is time blocking. Organizing the whole day, but in hour increments. Down to the minute if you want to. You can get as specific and detailed as you want. But the way that I used to do it, I would have certain sections throughout my day, and I knew what time, everyone knew around me what time it was, what I was going to be doing. They knew if it was 12 o'clock, I was going to be doing X, Y, and Z. If it was 3 o'clock, they knew where to find me. They knew what I was going to be doing. So once we implement these and you find the right process, the right niche for you, then you stick with it and you continue. And it's just a normal everyday thing. So we have to work on our time blocking, our organization with the whole day, not just the first few hours that you get there. The whole day that you are there needs to be organized and set up right. So let's go over what we talked about last week with magnifying that CIT list, going through that list every single day, highlighting it, making sure that if stuff's 10 days, 15 days, 12 days, 3 days, if you need POI, POR, if you need any type of STIPs, if you need anything to get that deal funded, get the money in the bank so that your owner is happy, your finance director, your GM, your GSM, whoever is above you is happy, your accounting people are happy, everybody's happy. If everybody's happy, you're happy, you win, you get a big paycheck, and the family's happy. So that's what we do. We're going to organize it. We're going to make sure we magnify it, that if there's anything outstanding that we go to it right then and there. We don't wait 5 minutes. We don't pick up a phone call and say, hey, hold on just a second. You say, hey, I'm getting to it right now. What do we need to do to solve the problem? That's the way we need to be about everything. You need to be in front of everything in a timely fashion, and you need to execute it. You need to finish it. You need to make it priority so that way that it gets done. Because I know I've done it. I've procrastinated. I've put it off. I've had multiple people come to me at the same time wanting all different things. I know it's hard. I know it's tough. But this is why we built up to this point to get you able to be able to multitask a lot better. It's going to get harder. It's not going to get easier. It's going to get harder as you continue to grow. We're going to make ourselves uncomfortable. We're going to learn more than what the finance person did before us. We're going to learn more than the finance people behind us or that come in after us so that we can help boost them up and train them and get them on the right note. That's why you're here, is because you're going to be an elite F&I manager. So let's get back to the time blocking. We're going to organize our day. And this is how we're going to do it. This is how I do it. Okay. And this was successful for me. So we're going to start right when you stretch. Oh, you stretch in the morning, you're in the bed, you open your eyes, it's time to go. That's where we're going to start. So I would start my day at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, depending on the day. Rise and shine. Get yourself ready to go. I would always, before my feet hit the ground, I'm a religious person, so I look up and I give thanks to God. Thank you, God, for another day. Help me, push me through this day. And I'd get up, and then the next thing that I would do is write down. You have to write them down. You can say them, but write them down every day. I'm thankful for, I'm grateful for. Some of the things that I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the time that I get. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for the opportunities that are given to me on a daily basis. I'm thankful for my finances, my faith, my fitness, whatever you're thankful for. Everybody's is going to be a little different. You might have some similar to mine, but I know deep down you've got at least 10 things a day that you are thankful or grateful for. It does good to write them down every single day and do it first thing. So it's first thing on your mind. It's helped me so much over the years to just mentally read it, write it, look at it. What are you thankful for? Why? What is your why? What is your just cause, like we talk about? Reminds you. It puts you on a positive note, a positive foot to start the day. It's huge. After I did that, after I would wake up, I'd say thanks. I'd write my thanks and gratitude. I'd go say hello to my family. I'd tell them good morning. I'd make them breakfast. I'd get my daughter ready for school. I'd get my son, he's an infant, so I'd get him a bottle. I'd tell my wife good morning, that I love her. My family would come second. My faith is first. My family would come second. And 8 to 9, I would be getting ready. I'd be going to if some people like to go to the gym or they like to just work out at home, just get active. I'm not saying you got to be ripped. I'm not saying you have to do every single thing to a T to stay in perfect shape, but it needs to be on your mind. You need to be active. You need to be physically active for at least 20, 30 minutes a day, because you're going to be sitting in an office all day. I know how it is. You might not want to, But that's the way it's going to be. You're going to be either be sitting in an office or walking around a little bit on a dealership. You need to be focused, and you need to be focused on the physical activity for at least 20 to 30 minutes a day. High intensity, running, walking, jogging, lifting weights, something. Get active. That was my next step. From 8 to 9, I would get active. On the way there, I would be listening to audiobooks, motivational videos, kind of like what we just watched coming into this training. Something to get you hyped, something to get you pumped up, ready to go close the deal. And one of the most important things, and I kind of left this out, I'd do this before I'd even get up and have time with the family or eat breakfast. You gotta hydrate. You gotta hydrate. And I know this is off the subject of finance, but this will impact your day. I've done it both ways. You gotta hydrate. Your body's 70% water. So I know how it is. You get up, you want to crack open the Monster. You want to drink a Red Bull. You want to have that Coke or that Pepsi or some kind of soft drink or something that's not healthy, full of sugar. Cut it out, man. Cut it out. Physical activity, get some water. Change your diet. I'm not saying right away, but implement certain things. I know it's hard. I know you've got choices. I know the fastest choice and the one that you relate to most is going to be the fast food. I know. It's easy. But everything easy, you don't get anything good out of something easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to continue to push yourself and grow in other ways just then sitting at the office contracting deals. And that's why you're here. That's what we're doing. And we're going to continue to do it. So after you've got to the gym, you've listened to your audiobook, your motivation on the way there, you get into the gym or wherever you're going to run or exercise, do that for 20 or 30 minutes, get you a glass of water, make sure you stay hydrated throughout the day, and get to work. 9 a.m., I would be at work. We started at 9, so I'd get there maybe 30 minutes early, not too early. You know, I know some people that get there an hour early, but I invested my time and time blocked my day accordingly where I didn't have to get there early. I get there 15, 20, 30 minutes early a day. Sometimes I get there right at 9, but I would never be late. I'd never be late. I'd be there at least a minute, 10 minutes early to be on schedule, to keep my schedule flowing. And I had something to do before then. It wasn't like I was just sleeping in to the very last minute, throwing on a polo and some wrinkled up slacks. I know how that is too. I've been there. I've done that when I was selling cars. It was hard. I know. You get up at 8:29 and you're supposed to be at work at 9. You got to throw on a wrinkled polo and some old wrinkled slacks and get to work. And you just feel like crap starting out the day. So plan your day out. Start with the time blocking. Make sure that you have things to do to look forward to in the morning. And then you get to work, be to work on time. If not right on time, be there 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes early and prepare the day as you go. So when I would get there, I would look at all my deals. So if I had deals from the night before, you need to clean up all of your deals. So you need to sit there, organize them, clean them, check your checklists. We need to call the banks if you need to, stock up some paper in the printers, make sure we had Oki dot matrix contracts. I know mainly it's digital contracting. There's a lot of different ways, but if you've got contracts like that, the carbon copy, the 4 sheets, I know how they are, the pink, yellow, and red copies or white copies, get them together. Make sure you got that stuff ready to go for the day. I'd make sure my pens were good, make sure my customers had a way to sign, because signing is a way that I get my checks. They're buying the warranties, they're signing up. So I make sure they have everything that they need to complete the day, that they can sign a deal, that I could do a deal right then. If I needed to and a deal came to me, I could do it. But I'm actively working on these things throughout the day. So I would log into all my systems. I know we've got 30 different systems that we can log into. Log into all of them. Get your dealer track, your DMS, your CDKs, your V-Autos, your VinQs, your anything that you've got logins to and that you need to log in to keep the day moving, to go ahead and log into them. Keep that login up. I know you got to refresh it and whatnot throughout the day, but it keeps you ready. It keeps you on your toes. So As soon as you sit in the seat, you're ready to go. If a customer comes in if a customer comes in your office, sometimes you have people waiting outside. Customer's ready to go. You're logging in, you're getting all your paper ready, you got your pens ready, you got your contracts ready, you've got everything ready to go. If somebody steps in your office, boom, sign them up. Boom, question answered. You need a rate? No problem. I got this system. You want to know what your trade was valued 3 months ago? Boom, I got vAuto pulled up. Whatever it is, just stay prepared. So this was from, all right, I'm going to run through it real quick with you because I'm going kind of fast. So from 6 to 7, I'm rise and shine. I'm giving thanks, writing thanks, seeing the family, doing my family routine. From 8 to 9, I'm going to drive to the work. I would drive to the gym or drive somewhere where I was going to run or walk. I would listen to some motivational videos or some audio books. I like to, right now, like Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone, Simon Sinek, Infinite Games, Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff that you could relate to or that you could pick up on, like audiobooks and podcasts and all of that stuff. And if you need any suggestions, just let me know. We can go over it in the Q&As. We can do one-on-ones. I'm here to guide you, to help you. I'm your mentor. Please reach out. Use that. Use my cell phone number. Text me. I'll text you a list of stuff that I love, all the books that I like to read, that I like to listen to. We'll find that. 10 to 12, after you get done with your exercise, you're starting to eat right, you got a glass of water, you're headed into work, you're dressed, headed into work. 10 to 12, that's when we're logging in, we're stocking our papers, we're getting our deals ready, we're cleaning up deals from the previous days, and just really meet and greet the customers. So if you've got any customers waiting or you've got some in the showroom by that time block, 10 to 12, take advantage of it. Go out there and meet them. Get ready for that deal that's about to come to you. We also need to do our daily Elite F&I meeting. We're not going to leave that out. So you can kind of customize it to whatever fits best for your day, or if you've got multiple finance managers and certain times they come in and you want to make the meeting a certain time, that's fine. Just keep it the same every week. Just make sure to keep it the same every week so that it's more of a routine and it's a process and you don't even have to think about it. You know, at 10:30, we're going to have our meeting. At 12:30, we're going to have our meeting. At 5:30 in the afternoon, we're going to have our meeting. Whenever that time is, that's fine. Just pick it out, make sure everybody knows, and you stick to the same time every day. Ours was right after lunch. So I ate lunch at 12. So at 12:30 or 1, that's when I would do the meeting. So after I cleaned my deals, I got everything ready, I'm ready to contract a deal, we would start after I ate lunch, we would start the daily meeting. And we would go off of the topics that we had talked about in the previous trainings. So make sure that you have all that. And that's why we talk about that up front. Make sure you have the topics organized because you're going to be busy. You're time blocking your day. You're crunching in every minute that you can. So make sure that you already have that planned. And if you need help planning those 52 weeks, again, use my cell phone, call me, let me know, text me. I will help you structure that out so that it's easier for you to get into the flow. So we need to follow up. So from 12 to 2, after your meeting, after you've eaten lunch, after you've contracted a few deals, you've cleaned up a few deals, you've got everything working, everything's flowing, you're good to roll. So you need to follow up with previous customers. We have to call those customers. You have to get on the phone. You have to connect with the customers. You have to connect with the bank reps. You have to connect with the funding analysts. We have to network with everyone. Stay on the phone. Stay active. Don't just assume somebody's going to get it done for you. Don't just assume that it's done from what you started yesterday. You said, oh, he sent the bank the pay stub, or he did the welcome call. Yeah, I don't trust that. I get on there, and if it doesn't say funded, I'm working on it. If I called a customer the day before and they said, yeah, we did the welcome call, everything should be good. Well, I'm going to follow up that next day with the bank and make sure that it is good. And until it says funded, I'm going to keep it on my list. So stay actively following up with and completing any deals that you have on your CIT list. This is from 12 to 2, 1 to 2, whenever, after lunch, after the meeting. This is what you need to do. Follow up with the previous clients that you had. You also need to do a double check. And I know I'm going to nail this in your head because I did it. double check your CIT. You can do it once when you first get there and then once halfway through the day, because banks and stuff update. They update all the time. They're updating everything. They're sitting there. They're talking to 50,000 people a day. So they don't remember your conversations. They don't remember what was going on. And if they do, you're lucky. But make sure that you're in front of it. You're on top of it. That you're keeping track of it twice a day. I mean, it doesn't have to be an extensive go through. You've already highlighted it. You've already marked. You've got notes on it. Just double check. Have a quick phone call to a salesperson, a customer, or a bank rep, or a funding analyst. Nothing hurt. Nothing hurt to pick up the phone and call for 5 minutes and just say, hey, you know, I've got a few minutes. I just wanted to make sure we still good on this deal. You don't need anything from this deal. Salesperson needs, they forgot to get you the ID. Hey, man, I know you said you were working on it. I know you said you were getting it for me. I don't have it. I don't have it today. And they might say, well, Evan, you just asked me at 8 or 9 this morning. Yeah, but it's already 2 o'clock. Halfway through the day, man, where's it at? Stay on them. And they need that accountability. You need to learn how to keep people accountable. And that's what really, that'll up you. That'll put you in a different level. It's when you start holding the people accountable to that type of level. Every couple hours, they said they're going to get it to you. Where's it at? Where's it at, man? I'm on this time block schedule. I don't have time. I don't have time for it to go into my next time block. If it goes into my next time block, I got to wait till tomorrow. We don't have time for that. We gotta get it right when we can. We have to get it while it's hot. Stay on it. I promise you will get so much more done, and it'll be so much more effective, and people will respect you. People will respect you after you do it so many times. After they know, hey, after a few times, you won't even have to ask them. They'll get it to you in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or they'll give you a better expectation. If they can't get it to you that day or within a few hours, they'll say, man, it might be tomorrow. Like, I've been texting them. I've been sending them videos. I've been calling them. I've called the bank reps. Hey, stay on them. Stay on them. It ain't done until it's funded, till that green little check mark, and it says funded. That is not done until it is funded off your list. So after you do that, follow up with all the customers. You get all the steps that you need. You've looked at your CIT list. We've checked. We go to the desk. So the next step, so from 12 to 2, you need to be open for TOs. I was open for TOs the whole time. So my desk managers knew from 12 to 2, I was open all day. I'm not saying close your door and say, I'm not doing any TOs. I got other stuff to do on my schedule. You're open all day, but from 12 to 2, it's green light. And if they needed me, they knew, call him between 12 and 2. He's going to call the customer. He's got time to call the customer. He's got time. He has organized his day to make sure that if we need something, he'll handle it then. It was huge. I would even go up to the desk during that time and say, hey, look, what do you guys have working? What do you have in the pipeline? You have any questions, or you got a deal that's kind of on the fence and you need some help? You need some more leverage from the banks? You need me to call a bank or two? I love getting on the phone with the banks, man. I love it. I love getting on the phone with them and closing them down on a deal. Closing them down on lowering it 0.5 point, going an extra 3 months and giving me an extra $1,500 on a warranty. Doesn't that feel good? You take a deal that was going to be $2,200 on the back and make it $4,000 real quick. That feels good. That's why you're there. That's why you've put in the work. That's why you're the go-to person, the go-to man or woman. You're the person that they look at, the sales managers, the owner, the salespeople. Everybody looks at you like you're the superhero. You're like, hey, if you need to get it done, you go to this guy or this gal. If you got something that's hard to do, go to them. If they don't know, I don't know what the heck to do. If they don't know, they're the go-to. They're the GOAT. Just like we talked about a few weeks ago. You got to become the GOAT. You got to become the go-to F&I elite manager. And I know your mentality's there. I know you're changing. I can see it. I can see you evolving and changing in the way that you're talking now, the way that you're interacting in the Q&As, and the way that you're interacting with the customers, and the feedback that I've got from your owners and from your general managers. You're putting in the work. I can see it. And I love that. I just want to congratulate you on that. But we got to keep pushing. We can take a little time to celebrate, but we got to keep pushing. We got to keep pushing. We can't just, oh yeah, I'm there, and just coast or go back down. Doesn't happen. Once you're at a certain level, there is no door back down. There is no way back down. You keep going up or you don't go anywhere. You don't go back down. There's no other option. Keep that in your head, your mentality. You're callousing your mind. You're creating other avenues. We're learning as we go. We're learning how to not only motivating ourselves, but motivating and training our people, helping our people grow, helping our people succeed at things that we never thought that we could do, things that we wished that we could do when we were in their seat. We would look up to other people. Glenn was one of my role models. He was one of the people I looked up to. Man, I'd love to be in his shoes. He was sales manager at the time. I'd love to be the sales manager. I'd love to lead the salespeople like that. And then he got up to GSM. Man, he's moving up the ranks. He's doing something different. Then he got up to GM and I'm like, man, what is this cat doing different? I gotta dive in. I gotta put this guy under a magnifying glass. I gotta replicate that. And that's what we're doing. Replicate this. I've been in your shoes. I've contracted 8,000 deals. I'm not exaggerating. 8,000 deals in 5 years. I have seen all the objections and anything you can think of. Any type of customer, I have seen them. From people, we did deals all over the U.S., from people in California to Florida to New York to Washington State to Alaska, all hometown Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, Indiana, you name them. I've seen the scenarios. I know that we can overcome them. I know they might be difficult and you might think, man, this person will never buy. That's wrong, man. That's the first mistake. You're already thinking negatively. You will overcome any objections or any type of person that says they won't buy a warranty. They've never bought a warranty. This stuff's crap. Whatever their objection or their it's not even objection. Whatever they say is wrong. All the negativity that's coming out is just a reaction from them. It would be a RDR, as Grant would say. It's not an objection. So handle it as just a reaction. We also have to, so after we've done that, we've connected with the bank reps, we're starting to build our relationships, we're getting back on the desk, we're trying to do some TOs. From 5 to close. This is a broad time zone time block because I don't know when you guys close or how long you stay. But for me, man, this was game time. From 5 to close, I want all the deals. This is when the other managers sleep. It's when the other managers are ready to go home. This is when the other managers just throw in the towel. They've had enough. It's a Friday at 5, man. They checked out mentally. They don't care if they get another deal. It's an early night. They leave at 6. They're the first to go or something. They're going to clock out when there's no customers, when there's 1 or 2 people left. That was my favorite. I would just hit the nos, man. I would hit the nos. I'd be like, I'm flying past you guys. You can ask them. I'm going to bring in one of the people from Dan Cummins and do a quick interview with them. You can ask them. What did Evan do differently? Well, he pushed past the time that we would close or the time that he could go home. He'd say, no, this is where I'm going to kick it in. This is where everybody slows down. This is where everybody quits and puts down. They hunker down. They're done, mentally over. And that's where I come in and pounce, man. I come in there and get every deal I can. Every single deal. If it's a $1,800 reserve deal through Exeter and I can't sell anything at 24%, I'm going to do it. If it's a 7.9%, 9.9% spread, you get full reserve on an $80,000 deal. You got warranty, you got gap, you got our ceramic, you got everything included. I'm going to do that one. If it's a cash deal, I'm going to do that one. If it's a wholesale deal, I'm going to do it. A 4-car cash deal, I'm going to do it. I'm going to push through every single deal that all these finance people and all the finance managers and other managers don't want to do. I'm going to step in and do it. And that's what separates you. is really pushing hard and pushing fast when other people are holding back, are reserved, they're checked out. That's when you got to push it harder. And that's what makes it hard. That's what makes it, not everybody succeeds at ultimate high levels. But to get there, that's what you have to do. You have to push when people are hunkered down. You have to do things that other people aren't willing to do, and that's one of them. Do the deals that other people are when they're ready to go home, when they don't think it's a profitable deal, when they don't think that customer has money to buy a warranty or bump in payment. Do the deal. Time and time again, I would prove all salespeople, sales managers, and finance managers, even the bank reps, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong that you can make profit out of that deal. And if all else fails, you don't make profitable deal, you get another experience. You might meet an awesome person behind that. It's not all about the profit. Yeah, that's a huge part of it, but I can't tell you how many great people I've met past hours. How many great people have come in and apologized to me because they came in at 7:30 and we close at 8. Man, this is my job. You don't need to apologize to me. This is what I chose to do. This is my profession. I'm here to serve you. I don't care if you walk in at 8:05 and I'm still here. We're able to do a deal. We're going to do a deal. And that's the way your mentality has to be. So from 5 to close, it's game time, baby. And the day is just started. We were an evening store too, so we'd sell 25 or 30 after 5. And I'd try to do every deal I could. I'd spin through them as fast as I could. I'd make them most profitable I could, and I'd move on to the next one. And I'd look up, there'd be nobody in the showroom, and it's 9:30. But you know what? I did 10 deals for $35K, or I did 15 deals for $45K. And everybody else did 6 and 7 for 20. You know, they still had a good day. Not saying they weren't killers. They weren't motivated and they weren't pushing. We had some good people. We had some really good finance people. But I will tell you, and they'll tell you too, if you sat in front of them and asked them, the difference is that I'm going to keep pushing while they're ready to go home. I'm going to keep doing deals. I'm going to stretch that deal as far as I can. If there's only $3,000, if there was only a $3,000 deal from another finance manager, you go ahead and count. It's going to be a $5,000 deal for me. I'm going to find another 2. I've got to win. And that's the way that we are. That's the way you are as an elite F&I manager. We got to win. And one thing, I'm holding this pen, and it makes me want to tell you guys, you have to have a pen, your pen, the golden pen, the silver pen, the whatever pen that writes best for you is your pen. It's what makes you the money. So I had the gold pen. I'll hook you guys up with some pens too. I'll hook you guys up. Let me know. If you don't have a pen. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. If you don't have a pen that is the pen, let me know. I'll send you a gold pen. It's crazy what it does. It's crazy what it does to even my mind. I was like, oh man, I got the pen. Nobody's telling me no with that. If I bring the pen out, it's done. It's a closed deal. Get you a pen. Side note. Man, 5 to close. Again, game time. The banks are closed. People are winding down. Sales managers ready to go home. Salespeople ready to go home already. They're checked out. Can't really update your CIT list because you've done that throughout the day. There's not a whole lot of people that are left. Normal working people, they're gone. They're at home. Customers, they're having dinner. They're relaxing. But it's time for you to step up. Hit the people that are there. Walk around the lot. Take a lot walk. 5 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night. Take the late up. Man, it's funny. I can't tell you how many times I took a late up. Sold them the car. Actually, got them the car. We had a key track machine. Went to the machine, got the key, showed them the car, closed the deal how I wanted it to be closed. That's the deal. Then I did the finance on the deal. And the manager's like, calling me, hey man, we passed the dealerships, all the lights were still on. Yeah man, I'm selling cars. I'm ready to go. It's my game time. You've got to stay on it. If there's a customer out there, that's money. Go get the money. Don't be one of those that just, it's late, he'll come back tomorrow, I'll get his info and let him go. No, sell the car. They might not come back. They might get your info and then go down the street because they're still open. Sell the car. You know, a lot of people, they don't realize that last sale, it adds up. If there's a customer, one a week for the whole year, that's 52 customers. 52 customers that you can miss out on. 52 customers, say that you run $2,000 a car. We'll be very modest. Say you run $2,000 a car, that's over $100,000. $100,000. And you're going to get paid probably 10-15% of that. So 10 grand a year, you're just going to let go out the door just because you're ready to go home, because you don't want to own up on the position that you took. You don't want to be a elite finance manager. You just want to be a average, okay finance person. No, that's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. You want to push. You want to grow. Be obsessed or be average, just like Grant says. There's no in between for you. There's no I'm gonna be better than others. No, you're either obsessed or you're average. You're either obsessed with killing the game, getting the numbers, doing all the things, from TOing deals to talking to salespeople to training them to checking CIT to make sure accounting is right to following up with customers to, you name it, all the things that we've talked about. You've got to be elite. You've got to keep following up. You've got to be obsessed or you're going to be average. Nothing terrible with average. There's nothing wrong with the middle class, but I'd rather be in the upper class. I'd rather be driving around in a Lamborghini rather than a Toyota Camry. I'd rather be flying on a private jet or getting a commercial flight. There's a big difference. So be obsessed or be average. Go in and kill the day. I'm telling you, crush it, man. Keep pushing. I know you guys are pushing, but keep pushing. Keep your foot on the gas and slowly but steadily push on the gas. As you perfect these things, as you find out what kind of time blocking you want to do, as you hit the targets that you've set for yourself, as you continue to grow, you're going to see your paychecks rise. You're going to see people looking at you in different ways. You're going to see people respecting you. And you can be humble while you do it. There's nothing against being an expert at your craft. There's nothing against being a elite F&I person versus an average person. There's nothing wrong with that, being humble and achieving the best of the best. You can do both. You can do both. I promise. I've sit in the seat and I've done it. I know you can do it. So at the end of the day, when everything's done, when all the deals are closed, everybody's happy, you're about to turn the lights off at the dealership, because that's what we do as F&I people. We open shop and we shut down the shop. Just, again, before you go home, give thanks. That's the last thing I did and the first thing that I did during the day. Give thanks. Write down again. I would go to the extreme. And I would at least give thanks, like acknowledge it, but I would write them down. What are you thankful for again? Why did you just do what you did? Why did you stay 2 hours after close? Why did you put in the extra hours? Why did you give that customer a better deal this time than he had the last time with the other finance person or at the other dealership? Why did you stretch further than anybody's ever stretched for this person? Again, just give thanks. Be thankful for what you have and what you've been able to do. Time block your days. I know that was a lot of info. We can break it down again. We need to do one-on-one so that we've got your schedule right. We've got your time blocking right. Everybody's schedule, I know, set up a little different. But make sure that you have some type of time blocking throughout the day. Use this model to go off of, and I will help you get to be a beast, F&I master. So I'll see you next week. Next week's our last week for the 90 days. Next week, you're going to become unrecognizable. Until then, I'll see you.